Good morning, team, and welcome to day 4 of Disco Fitness. This has been a whole week's worth of training.
Yes.
We're certainly feeling the muscle aches.
Yeah.
So hopefully, again, you're not too severe today.
No.
We carry on the trend. We're still focused on that press up with that front support position.
We are. We are going to challenge them a little bit more today.
We're introducing an MOM to you today, so
Yeah.
something that's new to you guys. So an MOM, we talk about these quite a lot. These are every minute on the minute activities. They're a really good way of conditioning you, so getting used to obviously burning a lot of calories in a quick amount of time, but you get a little bit of a break. So we can make the intensity a little bit faster by obviously giving you shortened breaks and harder work.
Yeah. Right, I think we should just jump straight in. Let's get warm.
So your words of positivity for the day. Another unicorn theme one. Make your story so amazing that unicorns find it hard to believe.
Nice.
Right. So we're going to start with our general warm-up. So it's a bit of wrist circles, bit of shoulders and that kind of stuff. Then we're going to a little bit of extra stuff to make sure you're super warm. Again, we're going to use water bottles for that part. You guys can grab a can or whatever you have at home. Broomstick, mop. We'll go through that together.
Yes.
So wrists to begin with, wrist circles.
So we thought we need to do this today, don't we? Because we've had a tough 3 days.
Yeah, and make sure that blood is flowing into those joints that are going to hinge again in a moment.
Won't hate us too much today.
Then the elbows. And we'll change direction, same thing other way. So hopefully your arms and chest aren't feeling too bad. I can definitely feel it in my arms from the push-up
I can feel
test.
it, but I think with a good warm-up,
Shoulders.
we'll feel better. And that's why it's so important, isn't it, to have a good warm-up before you start your sessions.
So we talk about that a lot, but the warm-up really is essentially there to make sure that the joints are getting enough blood flow, and synovial fluid, that's the stuff that lubricates your joints. Obviously going to bring your heart rate up a little bit higher as well, make sure the muscles are nice and warm. Open that chest up. So if you imagine your muscles being a bit like toffee, and if we start doing something dynamic or too hard too soon, that toffee can stretch and might not come back. We want to make sure that toffee is nice and pliable.
But we wouldn't go straight into a marathon without warming up, would we? Or lifting at 100 kilos. So it's, you know, you have to make sure that you're doing warm-ups for everything.
And equally as important is that cool down at the end.
Yes, and why do we do that? To prevent injury. We don't want to get injured, so we can train every day.
Yeah, it's just been able to manage to do lots and lots of sessions rather than doing one and being sore for days on end and not being able to train properly. So it's quality is the key.
We want to feel good, don't we?
Torso rotations. So a couple of new exercises we're going to add into the session today, teach some new stuff again.
Yeah, absolutely, always learning.
Keep learning.
There's always something to learn. And there's always room to improve.
Definitely. Hip circles. So we might have some Olympians out there that might be able to pick up some skills from these sessions. Again, you can always track back over the last few weeks, or the last couple of days to pick up those extra skills. We're constantly teaching our athletes at CrossFit Cirencester new stuff. We've been doing lots of gymnastics the last few weeks. And you guys will get the benefit of that over the next few weeks. We've got quite a few new things for you guys in the next 6 weeks.
We like to keep constantly varied, don't we? It's good for your body and your mind.
Very much so. Speaking of your mind, hopefully your mind's been clear going to bed at night now once you've done your 30 minutes of exercise.
Absolutely. Helps you sleep.
Definitely. Helps me sleep. It's like 3, 2, 1, sleep. That's it.
Right. Monkey pose.
So monkey pose again. We go hands up in the air, hands to the floor. So we'll do our monkey poses, then we'll do a bit of work for our wrists to make sure they're nice and warm. And then we're into our second warm-up to get the blood flowing a little bit further. So it's hips and hamstrings on this one. So down to a kneeling position if you can. Making a fist, we'll go back of the hand on the floor. Keeping your arms straight, we'll try 10 reps.
It's probably something people didn't think to do before. You actually need to mobilise your wrists as well.
Definitely. The wrists take quite a lot of work, or pounding when we do a lot of these kind of movements, so it's good to make sure they're nice and mobile. We've got fingers pointing towards the knees. And certainly if we're programming anything that involves press-ups or being upside down or anything like that, if you're doing it from a box, then we'd always spend some time making sure that we're mobilising our wrists. Even just holding stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're decided to walk back from the supermarket today rather than drive the car, just holding carrier bags will give you a bit of a wrist pump.
Right, pressing.
So we're going to do the pressing today. We've got some water bottles.
Yeah, thank you.
We want to go through this sequence. Again, you just follow in time with us. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing too dramatic. We're going to start with a press with your right arm overhead. So
we're going to do 10
reps. You can do this from a seat, you can sit on your bottom, it's entirely up to you. Once you finish 10, we're going to switch arms, exactly the same thing on the other side. So,
and what are we looking for? We're looking for the arm to go straight up, not in front.
So it's not a bodybuilding thing, we're looking to a range of motion that's similar to the ones we're going to do in a second.
Right, thanks.
So now we're going to plank on our right arm.
So if I face this way, we'll go opposite ways to each other.
So we can do the full thing, which is up on your elbow and your hand, or we can come down onto a knee. I'm going to show you the scale version on my knee.
Right, you got the time?
So roughly 30 seconds. I'll do it on my watch.
Okay, let's go.
So hopefully you can carry on breathing as normal as possible. You should feel this, hopefully in that bottom area of the abdomen that's holding the hips up. Some of you might find it challenging to hold your weight through your shoulder, so you can use your second hand to stabilise a little bit further. 5 seconds, athletes. And very slowly coming up. So we like to work opposing muscle groups. So if we've just completed a press, we like to do a pull as well. So it is side on. Side on.
I'll do it front on, you do it side on.
Okay. And from here, I'm just going to keep a nice flat back and pull. A bit like sawing a piece of wood. So that's functional. All those people taking on DIY projects during the self-isolation. So again, my back stays nice and flat. Keep a soft knee. I'm pulling roughly into the abdomen.
Okay. So we've got those planks again, so now we need to do the left side.
Making sure we balance everything out.
So this is a brilliant core exercise, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
We work so much on the middle, we forget that we really need to do the obliques as well.
Again, this is an isometric exercise, so your muscles are contracted, but they're not actually changing length. So this is what we normally use in our first stage of rehab.
But this will help with the push-up, won't it? So help you get that nice, strong, hollow body position.
And for the older population, this is really good, obviously, for stopping from tripping over, so it gets you those stabilizing muscle groups to work really well. 10 seconds, athletes. We're so close. Very good. Then we're going to have our first time in our front support today. We're going to do something called knees to elbow. I'll show you from the side.
Yep, come this side.
So front support, and I go knee up to elbow.
Are we doing 10?
10 reps. I'll do a couple more to make sure you're happy. And again, the challenge is that range of motion. So some of you might not necessarily be able to get your knee all the way up to your elbow. As long as you're doing something that's fairly similar, warming that all up.
That's good.
Good stuff. So I hope you're nice and warm now. I'm going to go through some conditioning.
Yes, conditioning. So we have 3 movements and we're going to repeat this twice today, aren't we?
Yep.
We show movement 1.
Okay. So we do something sometimes in our warm-ups called beast mobility. We get lots of groans and we add it in, but again, it's really, really good movements that help with mobility, help with just getting used to taking weight to your hands. But we're going to utilise some of that today.
Yes,
so
we
chimpanzees.
can do, the chimpanzee. Shall I demo?
Give Anne a bit of space.
So hands on the floor, and I'm going to turn my body almost, would you say, to an angle, about 45-degree angle, and come back the other way. So I'm taking my weight on my hands, but through my shoulders. So when we talked about that front support.
Move number 1.
So we're going to do 12 of those, aren't we?
12 reps. Next one we're going to do is something called a windscreen wiper. So again, this is isolating the abdominals. I'm going to leave Anna to this one as well. So windscreen wiper, we're leaning slightly back, picking the feet off the floor, and imagine your feet are working left and right like a windscreen wiper. The larger the range of motion, the more those abs are working.
Oh, yes.
So if that's too challenging, we can go a little bit lower.
Yeah, or you can come into a
with bent
knee.
legs. Yeah, bent legs.
Just a kneeling position. So we're doing 10 of those, guys.
So it's 12 and 10. We finish up something called a bird dog, which
Yes.
I'm going to take over and do for you. So a bird dog, imagine you have a pointer and they found a bird scent. There you go, it's there.
So again, we really want to work on this hollow core position, keeping it nice and tight. Awesome.
So we're going to do it in time with you guys.
2 rounds. Should we start with round 1?
Yep.
Let's start.
Chimpanzees.
Shall I do this first?
Yes, leave a little bit of space.
So I'm
So
doing
it's hopping
12.
left and right. Getting used to loading that weight upon your hands. 12 repetitions. Each time we come one direction, it's 1 rep.
It's almost like doing a cartwheel. So into the windscreen wiper. So we have 10 repetitions of this movement.
And obviously you can see the further you lean back, the easier it becomes. And that's 10.
And then our bird dog.
Bird dogs.
So
Opposite hand and foot.
So
out in a
sometimes
nice flat position.
I find this hard to know if I'm actually got my arm high enough or my leg high enough. So if I'm going to use David to help adjust me, if I need
So,
to.
as Anna's saying, we're trying to make sure that your hand stays in line with your body. Some people have no perception of where that
it's quite
is.
difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, round 2.
Chimpanzees. So Anna gallop across the stage like an actual chimpanzee. We are at a theatre. This is my auditions for Planet of the Apes.
If they find it too hard to put their hands on the floor, they could use a box
Yeah,
for a step.
definitely. Or a little coffee table or buffet.
Windscreen wipers.
Windscreen wipers, 10 reps. Make sure you keep breathing on these, team. Don't hold your breath.
Okay, bird dog.
Bird dog to finish up. So in one of the earlier sessions, we talked about the Superman position, which is an extended version of this.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder, where you can come up onto your toes and your hands. And it will really challenge your balance.
And that's number 10. Very good, athletes.
Feel warm?
Definitely nice and warm.
Right, so should we explain the workout? So I think this will be quite challenging today, but it will help develop a lot of strength, which is what we want to help that push-up.
So we're going to go through various parts of a push-up position itself. We're starting with a hollow body. So we talked a lot about that before. We're trying to get that pelvis to tuck under, squeezing the abdominals, squeezing your butts and holding a strong position.
With a twist, because we're moving the legs today. Shall I demo?
Yep, so this is our first position. So Anna's going to get a front support, hollow body. She's squeezing the butt, squeezing the abs, but she's going to move her feet in and out.
Now, I can make this easier by just tapping instead of jumping.
So on the clock, it will show 1 minute. We're going to ask you to work for just 30 seconds.
Yes.
That will be easily long enough.
Absolutely.
Okay? For me, again, this is just all of my shoulders. It's just holding my weight to my arms that makes me tired on this one.
So, movement 2. So in the second minute, this time in the front support, I'm going to reach forwards. So I'm going to imagine there's a target in front of me. Now, if this is too much, you can come to your knees and do exactly the same thing.
So you can see in that position again, we've lengthened the levers and making it longer, which makes it harder. So again, it's making sure those abdominals, stomach muscles are really working really hard to stabilize. So again,
we're going to do that for 30 seconds as well.
So essentially you've got a minute's worth of rest already in your workout.
Now, the third movement is the challenge. So we're going to show you the bottom of the push-up. David is going to hold it under tension. So what that means is his chest, as you can see, isn't touching the floor. So we are going to try and do this for 20 seconds. Now, if that gets too much, come down when you need to, or you can come onto your knees until you've developed the strength to do it from that position.
And as always, we're looking at reaffirming those skills, but that forearm needs to be vertical, okay? Your arm needs to be pointing up towards the ceiling. Again, if you're doing this, it's going to just cause you problems in your shoulders and problems in your elbows, so we don't want to see this kind of angle. We want to look forward, the shoulder being vertical.
But then the good news is, number 4, you get to have a whole minute's rest. So just think about that when you're going through that third movement.
Right, athletes, let's grab the remote control, set ourselves up. So again, just copy us as we go through the workout.
Yes.
And it's pretty straightforward.
So our first minute.
Intervals, 1 minute of work. We've got 30 seconds of actual work in the minute. Let's have some fun. So it's front support. Anna's going to jump the feet in and out. We have 30 seconds worth of work. I'll keep you on target as we go through, tell you how long you have left in these movements. So you're probably feeling the abdominals getting tired, certainly the arms getting tired from holding your body weight. Again, there's no reason why you couldn't do this from an elevated position on a chair, or on a footstool or something. You guys only have 7 seconds to go. Hang on, you're so close now. You get full 30 seconds worth of rest. 3, 2, 1, and you can rest.
Ooh, that is challenging.
That was a good one.
So now we switch to the upper body in minute 2. Do you want to do that one?
I can do that one if you want me to, yeah.
Want me to do that one?
That's good. Means you have to do the push-up.
Nice.
So on the beep, we'll start the next movement. That's a little tap forward from that front support.
So wait for the beep, guys. Wait for the beep. You're resting right now.
Hopefully your wrists feel pretty good.
Get ready, David. 2, 1. So you could put a target in front of you. We could put the water bottle there to challenge David a little bit more. Again, if that's a little bit too challenging, you can come down to your knees. So we're trying to do this for 30 seconds.
And I'm trying to keep my hands under my shoulders. It's very tempting to start putting your hands out here in front, make the exercise easier.
And 2, and 1, and you get to rest, guys. So rest. Make sure you take this rest, because the next one is
the next one's the most challenging.
So what you will see, what happens here, what tends to happen is, as you get tired, your bum will start to rise.
You also see me shaking a lot.
Yes.
So make sure you breathe.
So we're only going to do this for 20 seconds this time, okay? Do you want me to do it? Are you doing it?
I'll do it, fine, yeah.
Okay, get ready. 3, 2, 1. Take it down to the bottom position. Hold the tension.
Longest 20 seconds of my life.
Just breathe. Just breathe.
Trying to stay positive.
Now, don't worry if you don't make it for the first 20 seconds. It's absolutely fine. We're just trying to do a little bit more each round. Are you doing so well, David? 5 seconds. 4,
So close.
3, 2, 1. Guys, rest. Well done.
So some of you may have just gone flat into the floor after that one. Hope it's not too bad.
Good news is, though, we get a minute and a half rest now.
We do indeed.
Before we start again.
So again, all these movements are obviously very scalable. Make sure you scale to an appropriate level so you're not going to burn yourself out on round 1. It is 3 rounds worth of this, so it's quite challenging.
No, 4 rounds.
4 rounds.
This is 4 rounds. Oh no, 3 rounds, you're right.
3
yeah,
rounds.
3. I thought it's 4.
3 times
You're
table.
lucky. Right.
So once the clock beats, we get another minute's worth of
Yeah,
rest.
you get a minute rest. Don't worry, guys. You will need this because that last movement does take a lot out of you. So rest, just keep resting.
So we talked a little bit about energy systems yesterday, the creatine, phosphate, anaerobic and aerobic. We're very much in this anaerobic session now, so your body needs at least a minute's worth of recovery to
flush it out,
recuperate and get ready for the next round.
And remember, we are splitting the work. So it might look a lot easier on screen because we're doing that, but you guys are doing this all on your own.
Yeah, that's quite a challenge.
It is a challenge.
30 seconds, so enjoy that final 30 seconds of rest.
Do you want to do the legs this time and I'll do the arms?
Yep, we'll switch rounds.
Yep.
So 20 seconds remaining, team.
Do you want to do the high or low option? Do you want to step?
I don't mind.
We cap the step for everyone.
Okay. So it looks like I'm doing a scale version for you guys this time.
Okay guys, I would start getting ready. So you want to get into your nice hollow position to begin with. We have 5 seconds.
So squeezing the butt, squeezing the abs.
3, 2, 1, let's go. So David is doing the scaled version. Remember, the harder version is jumping in and out as fast as you can, maintaining the hollow.
And again, you could do this on top with your hands on a box or on the seat of a chair. The higher you are up,
10 seconds to go. 10 seconds. Keep going. Feeling that?
Definitely.
And rest, guys. Everyone rest. So we switch over.
So it's those taps coming up next. Tapping in front. Getting a little bit more instability. So the last exercise, obviously, we were taking the feet off the floor to make the end stable. Now, obviously, we're doing the opposing end, the hands off the floor to make it unstable. Athletes, you have 10 seconds. Stand by.
Wrists ready.
So Anna's gone for the full thing again. If this was too hard, we go knees to the floor to shorten the levers to make it easier. Again, we're certainly ensuring that we keep this nice hollow body. When we talked moments ago about the bottom raising up in the air, got that jackknife position, becomes too hard. Anna's really fighting now to keep her hands under her shoulders. Again, break you to break, but try and push for that 30 seconds if you can, team. You have just 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done.
About that one. I'll do this one.
If you want to, yeah.
So then you can see if my bum comes up.
So we said this is by far the hardest of the 3 movements.
I find this hard.
Yeah, this is challenging. This will challenge most people, good athletes as well. Again, it's isometric, muscles don't get a chance to relax. Athletes, stand by in 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself down to the floor and keep that tension. So we want to make sure we hold it nice and tight. Good news, 10 seconds in already.
I can feel the shake.
Carry on breathing, team. You have 4, 3, 2, 1. Will Anna come up? Oh, that's to the floor.
She won't.
It is quite a challenge. So again, we can enjoy that nice long rest period.
Definitely need
full
that.
90 seconds of resting now before we start again. We're into our final round. So 7 on the clock, round 8 at the end of the rest period. No sweatband today so far.
Right. Well, this is working on strength, isn't it? So you're not necessarily going to feel out of breath, but you're going to feel fatigue.
Yeah. So definitely make it a little bit sore for tomorrow.
Yes. Our final day tomorrow of this week's training.
Retest day, isn't it?
Retest day, it is retest. Got those push-ups.
So we've got another 4 minutes worth of rest that you can enjoy.
Take some water if you need to.
Again, it's a good opportunity for you guys to grab yourself your cameras and take a quick shot of yourself whilst you've got a big pump in your triceps.
Absolutely.
They can be sent through to the Barn Theatres page or our page at CrossFit Cirencester on our Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, do you want me to do this one with the legs this time?
You can do. We're switching roles. I don't think it really works as sharing.
Trying to get out of work.
So we're going to switch back again. I'll get the last 2. Athletes, just 15 seconds to go. This is the final 3.
Yeah.
We get a nice little cool down. Your session's complete. So quite a different vibe today, as we said. It's all strength
Tomorrow's
stuff.
going to be testing.
Yeah, it'll be a good challenge tomorrow. Athletes, in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Jumping in and out, stepping in and out, either with your hands on the floor or your hands in an elevated position on a chair or a footstool or something, as long as it's stable and it's safe, it's not going to topple over. That's 15 seconds down already. 15 seconds to go. So for me, I felt this in my shoulders. I felt a little in my abdominals where I'm having to stabilise to my trunk.
Yeah, I feel this in my quads. Tired legs.
What we can learn from that is everyone feels in different places. And you can relax. Well done, athletes. Very good. 30 seconds rest.
Switch over.
Switching round. So again, position ready for these taps again. So again, it's pretty challenging for you guys doing this back to back. We're obviously getting a bit of a rest.
Yes. Okay, get ready.
5 seconds, team.
3, 2, let's go. So, I could be mean and push this a bit further away from David now, so he has to work a little bit harder.
I've got very long arms, and that's a very long way away.
It is. So we're just challenging the amount that David has to stretch and reach. Doing well, 10 seconds. Just hold on, guys, keep moving.
We talked a little bit yesterday about hands down walks.
2,
This is something else we could use for that.
1, you can rest. One more to go.
One more to go. So when we start teaching people to do handstand walks and holding handstands, we want to make sure that they can hold themselves upright for periods of time. So with our guys at CrossFit Cirencester, we've been doing that during this isolation period where they've been spending quite a bit of time upside down, just been developing the strengths to hold themselves upside down on their own before we start introducing walk on their hands.
Right, get ready, guys. Let's go to that hold position in 3, 2, 1. Go down and we hold. Now I could be really mean and start shaking David. Add
Bit of an earthquake.
Instability. If you've got a child at home, I'm sure they won't mind doing this too.
So I'm pushing pretty hard to my hands.
3, 2, and you are done.
Very good, athletes.
Well
you
done,
get a
guys.
high five. You guys get high fives because that was really very challenging.
Just exit this, it doesn't keep beeping.
So we're going to do now is we're going to have a little cool down. I'm just going to take you through that today.
Yes, so let's come to the floor. Nice. So you can get into a seated position however you wish. If you want your legs out long.
It's a bit like circle time, like I'm back in playgroup.
I find this one a really good one because it helps open up the hips at the same time. So what we're going to do is just start with a nice stretch up because we've really worked those shoulders and arms today, haven't we? So as tall as you can, but keeping your chest high.
So somebody might even let's be flexible enough to get your legs out straight. So still is a good opportunity to practice that, having your legs flat on the floor whilst reaching up without collapsing through your upper back.
So let's bring the arms in front. We're going to push through that upper back.
A bit like hugging a barrel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or a giant pumpkin.
Giant, that's a big pumpkin. I can feel that along your shoulder blades.
So this is rhomboids and trapezius for those doing anatomy and physiology at school.
And then we're going to take the arms behind. push out and lift up to really feel that in the pectorals. So if you push your shoulders down, you're going to feel that a little bit more.
So again, we talked about doing opposing muscle groups, the opposites. So this is the front now, so chest, your pectorals, and your deltoids, anterior deltoids, that's the front. Anterior front, posterior back.
And then we're going to take one arm overhead, forearm down, and we're going to reach across the body, really stretch across those obliques, abdominals. We worked so hard in the warm-up.
This is a mermaid stretch. So imagine you're basking on a rock.
How did you know that it was
like a
called
mermaid?
that? What a shock. And then we're taking it over the other side. Nice long stretch.
Okay, you can see instantly the difference in mobility between myself and Anna. Anna can get her arm out nice and straight. I'm nowhere near there.
Well done, guys.
Very good work. That was excellent.
So we have one more session to complete our week of our skill, the push-up. So hopefully you feel a lot more confident, you've learned a lot more, and you're feeling a little bit stronger.
Yeah, definitely sleeping more, because I'm definitely going to sleep more tonight after that one.
So tomorrow we have our retest, what we did in session 1. If you haven't done your test before, don't worry, you can always go back and watch them again and do that. And we're excited to finish up tomorrow, aren't we?
Yep. I can start getting you ready for next week.
Yes. So take care, guys, and well done.
And virtual high fives to finish your session off. Well done, team.
Well done, guys.
Good job.